This week, I am super excited to be coming to you from Italy for a botanical gel printing lesson. I'm going to show you how to print leaves on the gel plate, but not just leaves, also lemons.
Leaves.
Leaves and lemons. Because this is Pamela Haack from Strada Toscana.
It's so nice to meet all of you. And Elizabeth, I'm so excited to be here today, here in Italy, because you're talking about all things Sorrento inspired.
All things Sorrento.
All things Sorrento. And I'm picking olive leaves for your for some gel printing that you're going to be doing, I believe.
Yes,
today.
That's what I'm doing.
I'm the assistant. I'm the assistant.
Don't let her fool you. She's the most amazing tour coordinator that I've been working with in Italy for over 10 years.
I can't even believe it. And now, yeah, we've been doing Tuscany for a lot of years.
A lot of years.
And now we're going to Sorrento. Because, oh my God.
We are branching out.
Oh my God.
You knew that was coming.
That was real. I didn't see that coming.
Well.
But what I'm so excited about, because Elizabeth, you know, Tuscany has inspired you for so many years. And now the inspiration of Sorrento, because it's such a distinct region in Italy, the lemons and the Bay of Naples and Mount Vesuvius and olive trees that are just, I mean, like something out of a dream. They're just exquisite. So you're going to be doing this beautiful lesson there, workshop on the Moor's Head.
Yes, it's going to be a great project because all of the elements of collage that we add into the Moor's Head, which is basically going to be a mixed media portrait, ultimately what you bring home is the best souvenir.
Right?
The project of art that you incorporate all the papers from the region, all the tastes, the colors, the experiences. It's your best souvenir.
I can't think of a better one, honestly, because it's such a rich region.
Yes.
And so colorful. I mean, you are so colorful. You like Elizabeth and Sorrento, like peanut butter and jelly. Peanut butter and jelly. Like cheese and red wine. There you go. Right?
Bam.
Yeah, no, it really is. Colorful and beautiful and so much inspiration there. And you're right. Your students are going to be taking all of that home right in the project. What a beautiful memory.
It is. It's going to be a fabulous trip. So I encourage you to check it out, look at the itinerary. And then in the meantime, we're going to show you how to print with some of this fun stuff on the gel plate.
Like olive leaves. And so for that, we need to head to the studio, I believe.
Exactly.
Am I right?
You're right.
Okay.
You're always right.
Oh, I don't know about that, but off we go.
Off we go. So today I'm really excited to bring you this Sorrento lemon inspired botanical printing lesson on the gel plate. So I love printing leaves on the gel plate and I use them in my work a lot. But what's really unique about printing leaves and botanicals from Sorrento is that when you have your collage finished, you're going to be able to incorporate and bring home elements of the area. So why am I talking about Sorrento with these gel printing leaf lesson, with this gel printing leaf lesson, is because I am super excited about my collage workshop retreat in Sorrento for 2026. So this is going to be a lesson on botanical gel printing and a sneak peek into what we're going to be doing in Italy and how we're going to be tying the lemons and the local leaves and botanical elements into the project. So we've got some lemon leaves, we've got some olive leaves, we've got some rosemary, and we've got some actual lemons. So the first thing, like you know that I always do, is I'm gonna start on a solid colored sheet of paper. So I'm using golden fluid acrylics, and in this trip, we provide all the supplies and including these beautiful high quality paints. So all you have to bring to Sorrento is your sense of adventure and your love of travel and your excitement about the project, which is awesome. So I'm gonna lay out a thin layer on the plate of, what are we using here? Benzimidazzolone yellow light. And then I'm gonna print a light colored solid because that's always gonna be my base for the subsequent layers. I never work on a solid white sheet because I want to have many layers of the color that I ultimately want to use in my collage. So this is going to pick up a little bit of leftover green from previous prints. And that is what's beautiful about the gel plate, because you couldn't plan that, but you get this leftover color, and that is also harmonious with the green leaves that we're gonna be printing. And I'm also gonna experiment with printing some lemon slices. I'm not exactly sure how that's gonna go, but I think it's gonna be fun to give it a try. So I am just brayering out on the gel plate, again, a nice thin layer of that yellow. I want to make a couple base sheets for my lemons, and this one should come out without the green, or maybe with a little bit of less green. And I always enjoy that color that picks up from a previous print. This is why I don't clean my plate in between prints, because that serendipitous stuff that happens is just adding to things. So there's a bit of green in this one, but a little bit more in that one. And then the key to creating collage papers is to have different values of yellows, right? So I'm gonna add a tiny bit, just a tiny bit of quinacridone magenta. And it has to be a tiny bit. Like there's 1 drop, 2 drops, 3 drops. I didn't even squeeze the container. That might be a little bit much, so I'm gonna take a little bit of that off, because yellow is a very weak color. And I wanna darken down the yellow, make it a little bit orangey, but I don't wanna go too far. And quin magenta is a really strong color, so we don't wanna put too much of that in there. So when you're blending colors on the gel plate, you need to stir them together first and then roll them out. So you wanna stir like this and then roll it out. And I'm gonna add some more paint here. That way you get the colors to blend better. And then we roll it out, and you can see that I've got kind of a slightly more golden orange yellow. And this would be another value of yellow, because we want to create shading in the collage. You have to have some light and dark yellow. So that's how I'm gonna make this just a little bit more orangey yellow. Like you can see in these lemons for the shadows, you need to have a darker, kind of slightly darker yellow. So we can't make all of our sheets exactly the same value. Okay, so that's a lot darker, but really a pretty color. So here's a quick tip. If you work quickly, you put more yellow out, you take the brayer that still has a bit of that orange in it, and you're gonna get a slightly darker yellow that is in between the first 2 values. Because that orangey yellow was still wet in the brayer, it's just enough to mix in with a little bit more yellow to create a value that's in the middle. And Pamela is off to the side running the second camera. And we have prepared these lemons overnight, sliced and dried them. You put them in the oven, right?
I did put them in the oven, and I also put them out in the sun.
Yes.
So we'll see, Elizabeth, what happens.
They're still a little damp. It's tricky to get them, you know, in the oven at the right level of dryness, and you have to play with it. We're gonna also print some straight up lemon prints that we can incorporate into the project of the Moor's Head, so we can actually tear out round discs of lemon and the leaves to incorporate with the collage papers in the whole project. So like I said, now you've got a taste of Sorrento that comes with you when you bring your project home, which is awesome. And these Sorrento lemons are pretty cool. They're different from your average lemon. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna go with a little bit darker. Let's try the lemons. So I'm gonna start with the yellow. I want to go a little bit darker than my first sheet so that this print shows up on that print. Because if I start with the same yellow, we're not gonna see anything. So I'm gonna add a tiny bit of the magenta. 1 drop. I don't squeeze the bottle, I just tip it. I still got 2 drops. I just tip it and let it drop out. Okay. So again, we're gonna stir that to blend it. We're gonna add some more yellow. And I think that that is already pretty dark, so it would probably layer over this kind of nicely.
Ooh, look at those pretty colors.
Right, so we've got some lighter ones. This one is pretty similar to the value that I just mixed. This one is a lot lighter. So I think this one is a good one to print the lemons over.
Ooh, I love this.
Great colors, right?
Really great colors.
You definitely do want to make yourself several base sheets of the yellow so you have options of how to combine them. And let's be honest, even for me, it doesn't work the first time. It doesn't work all the time. We have to have enough paper to experiment with. Okay, so I'm gonna put the lemons in here. Now, since I wanna take them out as lemon rings to include in the artwork, I wanna make sure I leave enough space around them so I can tear them out. So don't put them too close together. You need some room. And we got all different sizes and all different levels of dryness here. So hopefully we get something we can use. And, oh, don't go too close together.
And Elizabeth, I would say those, those lemon slices are cut really thin.
Yes.
Otherwise, you really have trouble drying them. They need to be cut thin.
That's true. Yeah, they are. They're really thin. Here's one with a seed in it. That's fun.
Oh, nice.
And here's the thing. We only need a couple of them. We don't need all of these. So we'll pick out the best ones. I know it's a little hard to see them in there, but I think they are leaving the impression. So now I'm going to come back with the sheet that's just a little bit darker than the original yellow and print. Ooh, look at that. Fun.
That is so fun.
They are. They're a little subtle, but look at this one. We got all the what do you call those? The wedges or whatever, the shapes inside, like the wheel, the lemon design. We got several of them that are looking good. That's really good. Cool. That's really going to come out good. So now I'm going to try it with a little less paint, a little thinner application. And I'm going to take advantage of the magenta that's in my brayer and the magenta that's still on the plate. So we'll be creating a slightly darker than our original yellow. And so you have to play around with the dryness of the lemons, whether you put them in the sun or you bake them, or the size of them or how thin you cut them. And you just mess around with this and see what kind of effects you get. And like I said, we only need a couple to incorporate. But this is what we're gonna be experimenting and playing with in Italy on my workshop. And we're gonna be in a lemon grove, right?
We're gonna visit one of the most historic lemon groves in all of Sorrento. It's, yeah. Lemon grove to the top level of lemon groves.
Awesome.
Elizabeth, I mean.
Right?
We don't mess around.
No, we don't mess around.
We don't mess around.
And that is the thing. Strada Toscana puts together the best itineraries for me. Oh God, the gel printing is the best part. It's the most fun. And we spend a lot of time gel printing because we're creating all of our own papers for collage. So besides printing lemons, I have lots of techniques for using stencils and stamps and scraping and mark making and all kinds of ways to create the best collage papers for your project.
That will sing Sorrento.
That's right. We'll sing Sorrento. Those are going to be lots of fun, Pam. Look at that. We've got several different lemon colors and textures and patterns.
Oh, that's really fun.
So those are going to be really fun.
Ooh, I love that so much.
Nice. Okay. So now I want to print the leaves, and I'm just going to put some green gold. This is green gold and a little bit of Jenkins green. Get that a little darker. I'm going to take the brayer and blend it into whatever yellow is left over on the plate to make a really nice yellow green. Okay, and with the leaves, like I said, we're gonna put the vein pattern down into the paint. So first, I'm gonna just print this to remove the paint that is in the negative space around the leaves. Okay, so we wanna make sure we have clean gel plate around the leaves. If you don't, you're gonna just give it another press to lift that paint. Okay, and this can be a unique print as well, the negative space, but what I'm going for is the positive. So now I'm gonna lift up, and you see I've got that great vein detail of the lemon leaves that's left behind on the plate. Now I could print this on white, and have a whole different effect, but I like to print it on a color. So we have rich color. So I'm gonna print it on this yellow that had the green left over. So we're gonna print this, and we're gonna get a beautiful impression of those lemon leaves that we can add to our lemon wedges and put in our project to have all these wonderful mementos and elements of Sorrento. So here you go, look at that. Beautiful vein detail. Wow. We got the little olive leaves, the big lemon leaves. They're really great color, and these are beautiful elements to incorporate into collage. I've still got some on there, so I'm gonna put some yellow down to pick up that leftover green. This will be lighter and more subtle, but you can see that it's still pretty solid on the plate. So we're gonna get 2 prints out of that. But the second one is definitely going to look different than the first. So here you go. So, and it's picking up a little bit of orange from our lemon prints. And so we have a real subtle lemon leaf and a real solid lemon leaf. So we've got 2 different versions of this.
Look at that.
Which is really nice.
Really.
And so for our olive leaves real quick and our rosemary, we're going to start with a light green gold base layer. There we go. There's a nice light green.
That's real nice.
That's our favorite green gold. Everybody likes the golden green gold. And then I'm going to come back in with Jenkins green, which is a darker green. So I'm going to run this diagonally so I can get the most length out of it. And then I've got the rosemary that I'll put along this side. So let's move this a little bit like that, and the rosemary a bit like that. I'm gonna take this same sheet that I used, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm printing to take out the negative space color, so I'll be left with the print that I can transfer onto that light green sheet. Sometimes these sheets, Pam, that you use to clean out the negative space color are also quite beautiful.
They end up being really interesting.
Yeah, especially with the layers, because now I'm doing a second. I had the lemon leaf negative spaces, and now I'll have the olive leaf and the rosemary negative spaces. So with this stem, I put my fingers close together like this and go right along the stem of the olive leaf. That gets me good detail right down the middle. The rosemary, I'm just gonna press with my fingertips as best I can to make sure I get this paper all down there. And we're gonna peek and see if there's more pressing that can be done to remove as much paint from around the leaves as possible, because we're going for the paint that's trapped under the leaves. But look at how beautiful this is. Now we've layered 2 different layers of leaves, and we're starting to build a beautiful Sorrento-inspired leafy print that's also going to be great.
Look at that.
Right? This is like fabulous.
Yeah, that really is fabulous.
So now we lift this up, and we have the impression of the olives and the rosemary, and we're going to transfer those to this light green gold sheet. This is the negative image of overlapped leaves, and this is going to be the positive image. So here we're going to get, look at that detail.
Look at that, will ya?
Beautiful, beautiful olive branch detail, rosemary detail. Isn't that fabulous?
Look at that.
So now we can put all these botanical prints, incorporate them, the flora of the region, the botanicals of the region into the project. That's what I love about collage, Pam. I love about collage that we also have Italian printed ephemera, book pages, sheet music,
yes.
all kinds of Italian printed papers. I love that collage allows you to incorporate all these elements that relate back to the subject. I love that. So here we have a great botanical impression of the negative 2 layers and the positive single layer here, and we have the lemon leaves, the 2 prints that we did, and then we have the lemon wedges. So there you go. So there is some botanical gel printing for you and some inspiration for my Sorrento 2026
Oh my gosh,
workshop.
This is so inspiring.
Right?
Right?
Fantastic.
Totally Sorrentine.
Sorrentine.
Absolutely.
Can you say
All right then. I hope you enjoyed that lesson as much as we did.
Oh my gosh. Your lessons are always so much fun. So much fun. I know I enjoyed it.
We'll get Pam gel printing eventually.
Yeah, you probably will. Arrivederci.
Arrivederci. See you in Sorrento.
See you in Sorrento.